When I was growing up, I was going to be Wonder Woman. No, it's true. It wasn't just those shiny red boots or those fierce, bullet-deflecting wristbands. What really fascinated me was that magic golden lasso of truth. Wonder Woman could find out secrets and untold stories with the toss of an accessory. It was kind of amazing. As I grew older, I became increasingly fascinated with what people didn't tell me. I didn't have a golden lasso, so I had to figure it out. So when my parents said, "No, we won't have a TV in the house," I figured it meant we want everyone in the neighborhood to think we're weird. Because everyone did think we were weird for not having a television. Ironically, it was my parents who gave me my first media literacy lessons. For my mom, deconstructing movies like Cinderella or Flashdance, to my dad deconstructing television commercials, I learned early on to look for that untold story. One time, we were at my Nana's house. She had a TV. And a commercial came on, and it was one of those ads where a man gives a woman this large diamond ring, and she smiles, tears up, and the music swells, indicating that they are going to live happily ever after. My dad turned to me, rolled his eyes, and said, "Well, I guess I don't love your mom because I never gave her a diamond." It was comments like that that taught me media could be decoded. So from there, really, when you think about it, I think that my fate as a media literacy educator was probably sealed by the time I turned 10. As a media literacy educator, I get to travel the country, teaching students, teachers, and parents how to deconstruct media. At a time when young people are interacting with media for over 7.5 hours each day, it's critical that they have deconstruction questions in their tool belt. And they can ask questions like, what is the text and subtext of this message? The text is what we see, a photograph of a young girl holding hands with an adult. We have 3 colored stripes and other information at the top, and the words reading, writing, color coordinating. The subtext is what we don't see. It's essentially our interpretation. And students bring their own opinions into the classroom, so they can each have their own answer. They love this. Subtext vary from, "Hey, she's learning about art, that's great," to, "Oh, it's so cute, she's dressed just like her mom," to, "Are they telling us that it's more important for girls to be worried about what they're wearing than doing math?" That leads to an untold story, which is, what is the actual saying? Is it reading, writing, and color coordinating? No, it's reading, writing, and what? What is it? Arithmetic, right. Well, not all students know that. They're not the target audience, which is another important deconstruction question. Who is this message for? They research that, come back, and now we can have a conversation about a second untold story, which is that girls are nudged out of math with all kinds of products, like t-shirts that say, "I'm allergic to algebra," and dolls that say things like, "Math is hard." Now the classroom can have a conversation about the collective impact these messages have on our culture, in job interviews, and our economy. Once students know how to deconstruct media, they have gained a superpower. And while they can't see through walls, they can see through ads, sitcoms, and even newspaper articles. Joseph is an 8th grader. He wasn't even participating in class until media literacy was introduced. His reason? Well, it's that media literacy connects school to my real life, so it's something I can use every day. Other students create counter ads on their final day of media literacy class. This is when they take an actual ad and sort of deconstruct it and reconstruct it to highlight the untold story. Here are some examples from across the state. Here, a 6th grader understood how tobacco marketing was impacting their community and really highlights the impact of addiction when they chose to put the phrase, "It's a beautiful struggle." And here, a 7th grader recreated an ad that had originally said, "Sometimes your eyes are bigger than your mandibles." And it showed an ant carrying this large bottle of alcohol, and they poignantly recreated it to say, "Sometimes when you drink, you feel this small." Here's an original ad using various techniques of persuasion, including bribery in its offering a 5% cash back, and exaggeration in equating freedom with using a credit card. James Devine, a 9th grader, won our national counter-ad contest last year when he flipped the frame on those techniques of persuasion and let us know that maybe, yes. And he let us know that maybe it's 100% corporate manipulation when that revolving door of debt is equated with freedom instead of slavery. Now that I've grown up, I still don't have bracelets that can deflect bullets, but I did get that golden lasso. Now let's make sure that each student gets theirs, so that those 7.5 hours that they interact with media become a daily opportunity to connect school to their 21st century real lives.